The goal of the Aether project is to develop the capabilities to bring a scientific payload to orbit, have it carry out its experiment, and bring back the payload through the atmosphere for recovery on Earth. I will walk you through what the main technical challenges are to this goal, some possible solutions to these challenges, and explain the decisions we've made so far to lead us to our current concept. The ideal Aether mission looks like this. After the launch, deployment, and commissioning of the satellite, which we won't discuss further here, the experiment phase begins. Here lies the first challenge: controlling the time spent in orbit so that the satellite does not re-enter too soon or stay in orbit too long. After completion of the experiment, the satellite must re-enter into the atmosphere. During the fiery re-entry, the payload must not be damaged. This is the second challenge. The third is the targeting of the re-entry, so that the satellite lands in a chosen area on Earth to allow the recovery. The fourth technical challenge is making sure that the satellite lands softly, without damaging the payload. The re-entry itself is a critical challenge. A heat shield is needed to protect the satellite. Ablative shields have seen plenty of use protecting re-entry vehicles and capsules such as the Apollo and Soyuz capsules, as well as many others. Recently, the von Karman Institute launched their Karman satellite, meant to examine CubeSat re-entry. It used a 1-unit ablative heat shield made of cork. Another solution here is to use some form of a deployable heat shield. This has been explored in several test flights by ESA and NASA, the IRVE and IRDT missions. Andrew Space developed a 1-unit inflatable CubeSat heat shield, demonstrating that this technology can be adapted to the small format. However, at this moment it has not been flown yet. Targeting is another very difficult hurdle. Thrusters, adapted for CubeSat use, may be used to deorbit the satellite in one or multiple maneuvers, to target a specific point on Earth. This could provide a great deal of precision, as well as making it possible to control the time in orbit. Using aerodynamic drag to target the satellite is currently being tested in the TechAdsat CubeSat missions. They use a type of space parachute called the exobrake, with a varying cross-section to control the amount of drag and target the satellite this way. Perhaps this method can also be applied to the deployable heat shield concept, by varying the degree of deployment of the shield. This has not been explored at this point, but it has potential. The soft landing problem can be solved by means of a parachute, a proven method. Also, the IRDT vehicle used the heat shield itself, with its large surface area, as a parachute, combining those functions into one. As mentioned earlier, thrusters could be used to control the time in orbit. Using aerodynamic drag to deorbit, as seen in the Karman satellite and with the exobrake concept, is here not considered as a solution to offer precise control, though it can be used to shorten the overall time in orbit. This is because of the difficulty in predicting the drag. Note, of course, that the use of drag in general is only possible in low orbits, where there is still enough atmosphere. 8 mission concepts were considered, that combine the technical solutions in different ways and meet the technical challenges to different extents. Through a decision matrix process, out of these 8, we have selected concept number 5, that uses the deployable heat shield without adding thrusters or a parachute. This would solve the re-entry problem with an innovative new concept, while offering possibilities to meet the technical challenges of targeting the re-entry through varying the geometry of the shield and soft landing the satellite by providing a large surface area. These possibilities will be examined in the future. A further advantage is that this concept features a single component to be developed and tested, simplifying the satellite and saving space on board.